Fellas, back with Ask TCB. Thank you to everyone that sent in a question. If you want to send in a question for next time, at Critical Banter on Instagram, put up a poll a few days before the episode recording so you can get in, submit your questions, and we will aim to read them out.
To be honest, you can just send us a question at any time. You don't have to wait for us to put up anything.
So might even just reply to you, to be honest.
Yeah, exactly.
You can send us anything. We reply to a lot.
Yeah,
there's a lot of things.
Yeah, there's three of us who have control of the account, so we will probably reply if you message us.
So send us in questions anytime, and we'll endeavor to answer them at our earliest convenience. All right, first question, boys. On average, how many shits do you take in a day? Josh says he takes 3 to 4 per day on the regular.
3 to 4 per day? That's outrageous.
Is he a rabbit?
How much fiber is he ingesting?
My man is only eating fiber. He's on that Metamucil shit.
He puts Metamucil in coffee, which is apple flavor, to get that fiber.
Wait, does apple make you shit?
Apple is like heaps of fiber, right? Like that's why they always say.
I thought it was banana that has heaps of fiber.
Yeah, banana. I think broccoli too.
Yeah, broccoli is a good one that makes you
So
shit.
we're saying, first of all, before you answer the question, Josh should get his shit sorted.
No, I think that apparently
or is it healthy?
Shit. Yeah,
3 to 4 though.
No, it is not good for 3 to 4. No
maybe
way.
not 3 to 4. I think 1 to 2 is probably a good amount.
Kush, average day, you wake up, talk me through it.
I reckon morning shit.
Morning, as soon as you wake up?
As soon as I wake up, I'm taking a fat dump.
All right, that's number 1.
Yeah.
And then-
the second one, if I had a really big meal, if I had a terrible meal that's sort of outside my, my normal day-to-day food, then the second one's coming in.
But let's say BAU day, you're eating normal. No
BAU
big
one.
meals, just one in the morning, that's
Yeah,
it.
it's a nice big dump in the morning.
What about you, Senny?
Yeah, I don't think I have a BAU. Mine just fluctuates wildly.
You're a famous only shit at home sort of guy.
No, I've come around to shitting at work as well.
Because
he realizes he's getting paid for it, so.
Also, it's just unavoidable sometimes. Like, you got to go.
That's true.
And the toilets are immaculate sometimes, so I will give them that.
Right.
Yeah, I think mine fluctuates anywhere from 1 to 2. There are days where I would normally, 2 just normal shits. Like, I wouldn't say I eat anything out of the ordinary, but there are days where I would have one maybe during work, and then I get home and then I have another one. I'm like, oh shit, okay. Yeah. Double time today.
Yeah, I think I'm a 2 on a regular.
On a regular, really?
In the morning, not as soon as I wake up sometimes, but sometime in the morning and then late into the evening.
Yeah, I'm not a morning shitter. I think I'm in the midday somewhere, and then 1 at night later on.
3 to 4 though is
3 to 4 is still outrageous.
That's
Dude, who's
wild.
paying the water bill in this house, bro? Fucking hell.
Alrighty, next question. We have it from Perry, long-time listener. Shout out you, mate.
Oh, my man.
His question is, and he caveats the age-old question. If you were 2 inches in your mum and your dad was 2 inches in you, would you go forward to get your dad out of you or backwards to get out of your mum?
Perry, mate, we've answered this many times on this podcast.
Yeah, and there's a clear answer.
Yeah,
to this.
I would be 2 inches inside your mum.
Yeah.
Sorry, Perry, love you, mate.
And he loves your mum apparently as well.
Dude, this is the impossible question.
Yeah.
Like I've sat down for many an hour with you guys, with other friends, just dissecting this question, and there is simply no right answer to this.
There is no right answer. So, Migs, what are you choosing?
I don't want to say on camera.
You have to. Perry's. We all got to say an answer.
Yeah, he's asked you boys. He said, ask Kush and send specifically.
Yeah, for sure.
If there's any way you could just surgically remove me without going either way.
There's no ifs or can I do this?
Would you rather get fucked by a dad
Yeah.
or fuck your mum? Alrighty, I'll leave you to think about that doozy.
Thank you.
We'll move on to the next question, asked by Ethane11. Ethane11 asks, what do you guys do for work?
I feel like I've probably hinted at a couple of times in the last few.
Also bleeped out a couple times.
Bleeped out many times when you guys named the company I worked at.
Bro dropped it 5 and 3 minutes from memory.
I work in finance at a bank, and that's as much as I'm allowed to disclose as per my contract.
The name?
Well, you're going to have to edit this anyway, Kush. So I don't know why. You're creating more work for yourself.
Yeah, you're going to have to edit out again, brother. Come on.
I could name yours, Kush, and you'll get very salty, so I'm not going to do it.
You're right. That's
that's
more
what I
work
thought.
on me. It's karma. It's karma.
It
That's
is,
what
exactly. So I'm
You're
not
right.
going to say it.
You're right.
But I did, like I said, I worked at KPMG before for a couple of years, doing a bit of tax work,
Mm.
like an absolute monkey.
Tax man.
The tax man, exactly.
I remember there was a time in our life when your tax time came around. Senny, mate, what can I deduct this year?
Someone still asked me questions this year. Brother, I've left that industry behind. But anyway, yeah, I used to work in tax for a few years.
Cushy?
I mean, I work at a tech company. I don't think I've ever divulged where I worked at.
You have divulged the least amount out of all of us.
That is true. I mean, I work at a tech company. The name shall be, again, he who must not be named.
What do you do at the tech company? Maybe that's what the
I
people
think
want
that's
to
what
know.
people are more interested in.
Yeah. I mean, what I do is, I'm here for the customers.
Customer service type vibe.
I'm not service, the experience. You know,
A bit of CX.
a bit of CX. You know,
Okay.
helping out with the DX as well. You know, a bit of digital experience.
You also used to work at CEX.
It's completely true. I used to work at sex as well.
Yeah, you were a sex worker for a few years, which is why we.
It's not even wrong.
Nothing wrong with that as well, man.
Yeah, I actually we could talk a little bit about that. Yeah, I used to work at CEX. I was a man who used to great salesman, by the way. I knew how to sell that secondhand phone to anyone, to be honest.
And why were people buying secondhand phones? I think you can disclose some of the specimens that came into CEX.
Yeah.
If you go through like some of the early episodes, Cushy's divulged a couple of interesting
You
stories.
told some mad stories.
I think I told about a police story once as well. Like
dude,
a cop went in.
wild things happen at sex.
Yeah, yeah, wild things happen. But that's where I used to work. First job was a fruit market. Again, great salesman.
As in picking them or?
No,
Wait, how are you a fruit salesman, bro? What do you mean?
no, you got to know which apples to sell to the right person. Because there are people who come to the
What
fruit
the
market
fuck?
specifically for a reason. You know
Yeah,
what I'm
to
saying?
buy fruit, bro.
No. I mean, like when you guys.
So
go-
what are they asking you about apples? They go, "Hey, Kush, do you work here?" You say yes.
Yes.
What's the next question?
The next question is, could you tell me the difference between pink lady apples and Royal Gala apples?
But what if I'm a Fuji man?
If you could say that as well, but this is where I have to work overtime. I'm like, let me tell you something. What do you want your apples for? Is it for juice? Is it for eating? Is it for, maybe a nighttime snack with peanut butter? Because if it is, they're different food.
So you're a
apples.
fruit expert, really?
Apple expert.
Apples.
Just that was it. They didn't train you in anything else. Just apples.
Because I still remember one of my first days, my manager came up and he's like, "Hey, come here. Do you know how to like open an apple with your hands?" And I was like, "What do you mean, brother? I normally like cut it." And
He's a knife man.
"Yeah." He's like, "Watch this." And then he does this thing with an
Right.
apple,
And
and he just
I've seen that.
cracks
That's
it open
crazy.
in
It is pretty cool though.
yeah. And then I was like, "Do it with a watermelon." You wouldn't. And then he
Did you ever learn how to do it with the apple?
I did. Yeah, I can do that. I can do that nice and easy now.
I want you to teach me next week then. We'll bring an apple, we'll do it live on air.
Absolutely.
So in your head, there's a bit of apple knowledge.
There's a bit of Fuji Royal Galas hanging around.
So I'll expose Rohit here. One of his first jobs was working at JB Hi-Fi as a salesman, as selling all the technical products. Rohit famously not that great with technology. So when people would ask him questions, he'd answer by reading the labels, but not make it seem like he's been reading. He's trying to give it off as his top of the
he'd drop
dome.
like 256 gigs,
Yeah.
Obsidian Black, that kind of way.
To be
Exactly.
fair, what do you expect from an 18-year-old? So I famously used to work at Vodafone, and anytime anyone came in asking about a Samsung phone or a Google, I would stand there with a blank expression and then, give it a pause and they'll be like, "How about iPhone, my brother? Have you tried thinking of an iPhone 12?
I think this is where it's just a little bit of knowledge just goes a long way, man. CEX, man, that's what I used to do. Samsung always has the better cameras.
Fair play. See, that's the sort of knowledge I want. Ending with me, I used to work also in tax, funnily enough.
Yeah.
I used to get the tax return questions. I worked at PwC as an auditor, which I soon realized, fuck that.
Mm-hmm.
And I work in marketing now, which is lovely. So it is what it is.
Bit about us. Oh, where does Ro work, actually? Let's quickly just throw
Ro
him-
works at on, you might have to bleep that actually. Ro's a man of many passions. He works as a pickleball company owner apparently
Oh,
or
yeah,
something like
that's
that. He works
I've seen his comments on Facebook where it
yeah,
comes
so if
up.
you add him on Facebook,
so funny where he's just like, "Great to see you, mate." With the
he's
exclamation mark.
in every pickleball community group and he answers every question flogging his own website. I'll do that for him. Pickle Pals, look that up. He's a product owner, works at a tech company,
Startup.
and he does all sorts of things as well.
Does all sorts.
Alrighty, next question from Mr. Moore. He asks, biggest negative Riz moment from each of you or your mates? So I can start this off. Not myself, but again, the man that is missing. Mr. Rohit Nainen. A lovely negative Riz moment that we remind him to this day happened back in high school. I don't know if you know this, Kush, but his current missus, he was pining over for the longest time, right?
Yeah.
And back in, I think, year 9 or 10, she used to volunteer at one of the local libraries. And that library was also the same station where Sen and I and all the other boys used to catch the bus, right? So when we used to take the train there, he would say, "See you fellas, I'm going to the library." The rest of us boys were like, "Hang on, we're meant to take the bus."
Yeah.
At this point, we didn't know why. Okay.
He's reading books. He's just developing his knowledge.
Yeah. Because to be fair, some other people went to go to the library to study and shit. So like maybe he's part of them. But then this happened too frequently and we also saw his grades and we're like, you know what? This man is not studying. So what the fuck is he doing? So one time, Sen and I and another mate, Ganesh, shout out you as well. We went to the
Oh, yeah, he listens.
we went to the library with the intention of studying, but also to analyze what Mr. Rohit is doing. And we go there, we sit in the corner, and then, put our books down here. We all open, I think, our laptops or our textbooks, whatever, start studying. And then all of a sudden, Ray gets up and walks over to some of the bookshelves. And we're like, maybe he needs a wider reading book or something like that. No. He's standing behind the shelf, peering over, doing one of these ones. Sussing the vibe, right? And then Sen and I are like, hang on, right? This looks ominous. What the fuck are you doing, right? And then we look, and then like 5 shelves, like 5 rows across, we see Cindy, we see her working, volunteering. I'm like, we've heard the stories. It's a little keen on this one. So we wanted to watch the Riz that was going to unfold, right? No Riz unfolded for, a week or 2, right? So the first week, he was about 5 bookshelves away. Second week, he was about 3 bookshelves away. So he was slowly making his progress towards her. And then after a while, I said, my brother, just fucking go, man.
Yeah.
Yarn to her. But that is the famous negative reason where he peers over the bookshelf. So we said, some people have proposed to their missus where they first met. We said, you propose to him at that library, behind the bookshelves.
Yeah.
He hit her with the famous Indian gaze, as we said earlier.
The ominous Riz.
The show You is based on Ro, actually. It's got that You
That was some of the most negative Riz I've ever seen. Hang on. He was peering behind bookshelves, man.
For weeks is the cook part.
We had to hype him up just to fucking go, man. Jesus.
I'll dob myself in for some negative Riz. Back in my Tinder days, I spent most of my time just sending really shitty pickup lines. So I'm going to read out some of the ones that I had.
Here we go.
Actually, so this one, it starts with a girl. She messaged me first and she said, how big's your dick?
Oh.
And I was not ready for this kind of conversation. So I defaulted to just, a bit of self-deprecation. So I said, incredibly underwhelming. And she said, sold, free tonight. And I said, so I see you have low standards. And then my go-to was asking this question was, hey, would you rather be... Fuck, I was doing would you rathers back then as well.
Would you rathers, bro?
Fuck, maybe we should have done this last week. It's, would you rather be a tree for 6 months or be a person for those 6 months, but everyone thinks you're a pedophile?
Oh, that's a
We've
classic.
done this before. I'm pretty sure
That's
we've
a
done it. Yeah, we've
classic.
100% done this.
And then this girl replied saying, the tree. And she's like, I don't know where this is going. And I'm like, everyone says tree. What's wrong with the second option? And she's like, well, obviously, because everyone thinks you're a pedophile. And I'm like, it can't be that hard. My uncle doesn't seem to mind it.
So really, you're just testing material.
And then my final one with this girl, my opening message to her was, hey, you have the same name as my cousin. Are you a good kisser like her?
Oh, we're going to bring this back.
Any of those works then?
Apologies there. Our camera died for a second. But before we left, I think Marnie, you asked me, was there any success with any of these pickup lines?
Absolutely. Those ratchet Tinder lines.
What do you think?
Yes. Overwhelming.
It sounded like the first one may have been.
Yeah, there were replies. That's already.
Yeah, dude, the first one threw me off massively.
Yeah.
I don't know where that came from. And I think Kush as well, you asked me again just before the camera died. You said, we should bring this back.
Yeah.
Brother, I literally cannot bring this back. So if you want to happily, jump on the old Tindos.
Maybe you test it for me. Give me some lines.
I'll give you some. Dude, if you're down for this, I'll do it. I will give you
All right,
the
let's do
ratchet
it.
lines.
We'll add that to a segment idea. We'll
Done.
definitely do it. We'll do it. For me, I think I've told about my story before. I think it was pretty recent, but went up the hill, rolled down, fractured my ankle. So not that it was an injury risk.
I like all these stories are from a few years ago. When we were a bit younger, I feel like we've matured a bit.
Matured as individuals.
It's exactly why we'll do that segment. And
Exactly. We'll move on. So we have Andy Burks here. He's asked 4 questions, and I'll let you pick whichever ones you want to answer.
Thank you, Andy.
Question number 1, best Korean fried chicken joint in Sydney. Question 2, each of your most controversial opinion.
Let's skip that one.
Question 3, riskiest place you have ever hooked up. And question 4, can you do a Sydney tiered list for desserts?
Okay, in order. ICG.
Question 1, ICG 100%. You can go to Sparrow's Mill, which we tier listed. You can go to Red Pepper in Strathfield, and you can go to what's that one in Eastwood? The one next to Mikazuki.
Hey? No, that's ICG. It's just
you just need to find a place that has ICG.
Yeah, correct. Second question.
Each of your most controversial opinion. So, Sen, what did you vote actually this morning?
I said yes. Let's not do this to me. All right. I voted yes.
We could skip. I said you could skip questions
Maybe in the
if you'd like.
Patreon. If we ever make a Patreon one day, this is where this answer will get.
Or the live show.
Or the live show. Yeah, that's true. If we ever do a live show, this is where I'll
Kush looks like he's itching to get his opinion out.
No.
Kush is the last person who'll be wanting to get his opinion out. Third question, we'll skip that as well.
Absolutely, we'll skip that.
Fourth question, what was it again?
Sydney tier dessert
Will
list.
we do it? Yes, we will.
Oh,
Done.
absolutely. I'm 100% down.
So if you're listening to this, if you already have some dessert place in mind, add Critical Band to send them through.
Well, let's start naming a few of them now. Max Brenner,
Bay Vista,
Bay Vista,
Oliver Brown,
Brown,
some random Bingsu places.
the Churro, San Churro,
San Churro.
your Messina's.
A couple of good donut places as well, if we're counting that as
Exactly.
dessert.
Lucamade's as
Yochi's.
well. Oh, I'm salivating, boys. Let's
Yeah, so
Shit,
good. Let's
you know,
so
this
good.
will actually be a mad tier list because I have strong opinions on all of these.
Yeah,
So
Ooh.
Right, we'll put it in the back burner. It'll be out
Let
there
us
soon.
cook. Let us cook.
All right, next question from Lewis Perry. Why isn't Southwest in the Sydney suburb thing? Bankstown deserves a shout.
I mean, we put Cabramatta in there. That's
That is Southwest.
Yeah.
It sounds like he's asking us for a round 2.
You know what? We can do a round 2 and Bankstown will be on there.
Would
Yeah.
Bankstown have beaten any of the suburbs there? We'll answer a little now. I think it's a hard question because there were a lot of good
Like
suburbs
against
there.
each suburb?
Yeah.
No. In my opinion, no.
So maybe that's why I wasn't on there.
But
Think about that one, Lewis.
I'm happy to put it on there in round 2 and maybe it might do better.
All right, absolutely. We'll think about that one. Next question from Titus. Are you guys doing a TCB game night again?
Great question.
That
We haven't done one in a long time, actually, I think.
Okay, yeah, I'm down. Actually,
What
completely
games are still around these days? Chess? Nah, fuck that. We're not doing
forgot. So
chess
we've done
again.
chess. We've done
We did
Among
Fall
Us.
Guys, I think, as well. Did we- No,
we
sorry,
did- we
Among
did
Us.
Among Us. Yeah, I don't.
What else did we do? I
Did
swear
we
we
did
did
third one.
something
I think we
else.
did a third one. I can't remember now.
I don't know, but what game do you guys want to see?
Yeah,
what's
let
that?
us know actually, because I am. I've only been playing FIFA recently, so I think that's something we can do.
If you
on
want
a
to join
grand-
our pro club, then fair play.
Actually, yeah, DM us if you want to join our pro clubs.
Alrighty, move on to the next question from Benefits Come Thursday. I'm not looking up your Govy, man. That's your IG handle. It is what it is. What makes your friend group work so well together? Is it similarity of personalities? Bold of you to assume that
Yeah, I was gonna say
we are actually
This
friends.
is 9 to 5, brother, and I'm out of here.
Yeah, well, that is true. I don't see Kush outside of Saturdays.
Not too often. I come here and there.
In
Yeah.
person, that is, as well.
Well, before Kush used to play games with us, and then he changed, so I don't know what happened.
No, that's not.
The investment mogul side of him got in the way, man. He's too busy looking up
That's
houses.
true.
and
You,
shit.
you don't game with us anymore.
Yeah, well, no one's asked, to be fair.
Fair. That's fair. Have we asked Kush?
That is
I asked him 20 minutes ago, and he said no. Is that not true? Is that not true?
We'll skip that part. It wasn't on air. It wasn't on air. It wasn't on air.
No, I don't know.
I think that
that's a
links
tough question.
to another question that asks, what high school did you guys go to and what's your opinion on them?
I
So
would say similarities.
we'll go into that. Similarities, we went to the same high school.
Yeah,
so that
we went
dates
to
back till 2010 for me, Ro, Sen, and Kush, you
23rd,
knew us. You
2014.
joined 2014.
2014.
That's still, what, 9 fucking years,
and
man.
at uni as well.
And you went to the same uni.
Yeah.
That is true.
Kush and I played Fortnite every day in uni, famously.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah, I think it is just comes down to, similar upbringings, similar values, have known each other for years. I think that's the biggest one. Just known each other for years. So you just kind of know how everyone kind of works and like what kind of things that make you laugh, things that make me laugh.
We've molded into the same humor type vibe.
Yeah, I
molded
don't know,
into
have
the
we?
same thing.
Do you think we all have the same humor?
I think it's similar. I think it's definitely similar.
But
I think you two definitely have a much closer similar than me and Ro.
I think Rose humor is.
I was going to say, Rose is probably
Different.
the most different humor to the rest of us.
That's why he's not here, man.
Yeah, if anyone is wondering, Ro is just in Melbourne. So
he will be back.
He'll be back. He'll be back. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like that question isn't for us to ask. I feel like you guys need to tell us why it works.
Well, yeah, we think similar personality, same high school,
Yeah.
whatever. And then second question was, what high school did you guys go to and what's your opinion on them? Fuck it, we've said it. We went all to Normanhurst Boys. Lovely school.
Who's asking that question? Because that seems like a very targeted question.
V1SH3SH.
Okay, so we don't know this person.
E1.
V1. Opinion of it.
Yeah, what's our opinion on Normanhurst Boys? I got asked this the other day.
All right,
Would you send your... No, I got asked a similar question. Would you send your kids to Normanhurst Boys or what school would you send them to? I would send them to Normanhurst Boys. I have a very good opinion on school.
Yeah, I would too. I think.
A lot of people outside of Normanhurst does not.
But I
Have
feel
a
like that's
stellar
every
opinion.
school. Like you'll always judge a school that you never
Yeah.
went to, but then the people who always went there would just talk so highly of it.
Mm.
No, I think it was a good school. I think it fostered 4 absolute specimens sitting here, or 3 sitting here. It was a school where it was nerdy, but not too nerdy. And there was still a good amount of like chat, good amount of banter. There wasn't really any beef. No one really got into punch-ons or anything like that.
Yeah. For context, this guy has Borco 2022 in his bio.
Okay, that's what I was trying to get at. What school did this guy go?
So he went to Borco Mills High School.
Okay, well, Triple Cheese famously went to Borco Mills High School. He told a few stories of his time back there.
That's true.
It sounded like a good school as well, to be honest. I think any of these nerdy-ish kind of schools, you can't go wrong with any of them.
Fair enough. Speaking of Triple Cheese, he's sending a question.
Here we go. He's always sending in stuff. Mate,
I love that.
You know what,
do
you know
some
what I
work.
love about Triple Cheese, by the way, just very quickly? When I'm on Insta Reels, bro, he likes everything.
Every single Insta reel he has liked.
He likes
And it's the most
everything.
random meme.
No, the ones that I send you, Kush, are the ones that he sends me, and I'm like, all right, Kush would find this funny. So I send it to you, and so obviously he's already
Yeah,
liked it.
any reel I like, he's already liked by
Already
him.
there, Triple Cheese.
Yeah, do some work, actually.
Dude, he is omnipotent. He is everywhere.
But he asks, how do you combat the racist comments you receive as ethnic minorities making waves?
Yeah, that's... Making waves, I don't know about that part. But ethnic minorities and getting racist comments, absolutely.
For context, if you don't know, if you go into our TikTok, every time we have some sort of non-popular opinion or anything left of field, we get the racism. We get the anti-brown comments. We get the fucking you should have rated Harris Park or some shit on like our Sydney suburb tier list.
So I want to say, firstly, you have actually been basically let off scot-free in all these racist comments.
Not really.
No, he's had a couple as well.
The Cabra one, I got plenty, man.
That's
true.
Couple
That is
Vietnamese,
true. But
Chinese.
It's definitely more the brown.
The
brothers,
bulk
really.
majority, let's be honest, fall on me, Kush and Ro.
Well, yeah, because there's 3 of you and 1 of me, man. If there's 3 fucking Oriental Donnies, then I'll cop most of it.
Message to the racists. Just be racist to all of us. Come on. Don't just target the brown guys. Have a go at the Asian guy as well.
Be equally racist.
Yeah, be equally racist. I'm fine with it. Just have a fair go at all of us. Come on, man.
100%. He's fine with racism as long as it's fair. All right.
Nah. In all honesty, yeah, it is. We've been copying.
We don't stand the comments. Like we don't stand for race, but at the same time, I don't think it gets to us that much in terms of we look at it the bright side.
I don't know.
But maybe it doesn't get to me because it doesn't target me. But
No, I don't think it gets to me. Like, I think I'm fine with it. Like, racism it's an inherent part to being Australian.
No, I don't think it is fine though. Like,
it's not fine. It's not fine. It's
but
never
I think,
fine.
like, it's just how it is, you know?
and this is I just feel that racism against brown people is so accepted right now in Australia. Like you can say stuff against like Indian people and everyone will just have a laugh and it's all fair game.
But what I will say though is recently, past few weeks, we have been getting apologists. We've been getting people on our side.
Oh, really? Okay, I haven't been.
As opposed to back couple months when we were putting out respectfully, we were putting out shit.
Yeah.
It would only be hate comments.
Yeah.
That is
It would
true.
only be, but now,
People would drop the +1. Like, yes, agreed.
whereas now if someone puts a anti-brown code, for example, someone will come, what's wrong with that?
Oh, really?
No,
Okay,
we
I
got
haven't
people
been
like
seeing
that now. So we got the brothers on our side.
I'm trying not to look at the comments because I feel
Don't
like
let
you get nothing out of it.
But the thing is, regardless of what you do, there'll always be people against you. They'll always find reasons to be against you. And you know what they say? Haters is a sign of success.
that is true.
So it means you're doing something right.
But I just don't. I feel like and I'm glad people are standing up for us. But I feel like we also maybe should say, I don't know, this is rogue to take a more proactive
I
stance
reckon
against
just
it.
join in. You want to be racist? I'll join
See,
in with you guys. There you go.
That's the problem.
No, but
Because the
here's
more you join in, the more you just normalize.
And here's the thing, right? We had a leg to stand on until we put out that Cabramatta TikTok where Sen said all the Vietnamese people were drowning in Bondi. So,
Dude, when you say it like that, it sounds aggressive. I think I said
and
it
then
before.
Cabramatta only had drive-bys. Right,
Yeah,
so
that
when
was
we
bad,
put shit like
that
that,
was bad. That was bad. I apologize for that.
that's
That
when
was
me and
bad.
Ray were like, do we have a leg to stand on anymore?
Sen's a learning man. He apologizes. I'll do it on behalf of him because I'm his manager.
Yeah, you know what? Scrap anything I said in the last 5 minutes. We're just as bad as these people.
But that was,
so
for,
it is
that
what
was
it
for
is.
comedy. Some of the comments I actually hate. I'll say that much. Though.
Nah, but then they could spin it as well. Like, oh,
That
it's
is
just a joke. At the end of the day, look, if you're going to comment and leave racist comments, that's all good, brother. It adds to the algorithm.
Just make sure you-
plus one engagement, brother. Please make
Exactly.
sure you like, favorite.
Subscribe, share.
All that, yeah.
So if you're going to leave some racist shit, at least give us a like.
But in terms of making waves, are we saying we're not making waves? Making waves?
Look, I think my story earlier on pretty much says that I don't know if we're making waves, but we're definitely
think-
influencing conversations.
I think we're free. We're definitely going for a little freestyle swim in the ocean.
Yeah, making waves. I don't
Splashing
know, but
around, but we're not doing the race.
We're
yet.
in the zeitgeist. We're there and thereabouts.
Absolutely. All right, next question. Friend of the podcast, John. He asks, if you had to choose, is it better to regret something you've done or something you haven't done?
I saw this question from John.
John, I know what's going on, mate. Is everything
Yeah,
everything all good, brother?
This is just for John only. So everyone else, stop listening for a second. if something's happening, John, just reach out to us. It's okay.
You know
bro.
what to hit us up, man.
We're here to help.
Back to the question: Is it better to do some? Is it better to regret something you've done or you haven't done? So on your deathbed, for example, do you want to regret that? Damn it! Like I shouldn't have taken that job that cost me 30 years of my life, or do you want to regret? Or I should have taken a chance, gone overseas, done whatever. Those sort of things.
No, you'd rather regret something you did do.
I'm going to go the opposite.
Really?
I'm going to say you'd rather regret something that you didn't do. So you can pass it on, pass those lessons on to your future generations. You know what I'm saying? You didn't have a chance to do it, maybe due to some reasons, whether it be internal or external, but you're able to pass it on. You know, don't be afraid of these things.
I think you should never regret something you did because you wanted to like experience or do it.
That's
right?
exactly why I agree.
You can't be like, I regret taking that risky job opportunity which didn't pan out. You can't think of it like
you
that.
took the chance.
But you can regret being like, I didn't take it. I was too much of a pussy, and now I didn't live the life I wanted to.
You never want to regret not doing something.
Whereas I can also see you want to regret being like, I took the safe option, did accounting for 30 years, stable life, but boring. I can see that as well, to be fair.
But I think it's more painful of the fear of unknown. Like that's why you didn't do something. And then like you'll regret never doing it. Yeah. And I think, because one of my favorite things right now is it's easier to ask for forgiveness than it is to ask for permission. Meaning, I'm happy just to do now and just, face the consequences later. So I think to answer your question, Johnny, I would rather regret doing something than not doing it.
Right, moving on. Quick question from Kyle Townsend. He asked, how's Rohit going with his drug addiction? So there are some good rehab programs in Melbourne right now.
Now, I was going to say, we lied. He's not in Melbourne. He's actually at Silverwater Correctional Facility.
So when he is dialing in virtually through, what's the prison communication? They're prison teams or something? Rehab teams?
Yeah.
You can ask him when he's back next week.
I think we should honestly let's be honest here. I know he's not here, so let's throw him a bone. Ro does not have a drug addiction. He has a porn addiction and he has gang affiliation. So that's really what you should be worried about.
Oh my God. He will leave you with that one.
He also runs a brothel.
All right, enough, Sen, enough. We'll move on. Next question. Another long-time listener, Jack Scully. He asks the question, wheels or doors? So, the classic question, are there more wheels or are there more doors?
I thought Jack wanted to know, do we prefer wheels or doors?
Kush, what's your sexual preference, wheels or doors?
So what is this question like?
So in the world, do you think there are more wheels or more doors?
I think they actually proved that there was more wheels.
There has to be more wheels, right?
No, but then
for example, a car has 4 doors.
But a car also has 4 wheels.
But this house, for example, has, let's say, 10, 20 doors, but no wheels.
No, but then your
trolleys, they have like 4 wheels, but no doors.
Your wardrobe, like glass things, has wheel at the bottom, right?
Yeah.
There's a wheels. Is it simple?
And then you got to think about all the Hot Wheels toys in the world. They got little wheels.
A good one I heard for this is you go to an office, all the chairs
Yeah, exactly.
have like 5 wheels each.
But then how many doors are in a office?
That is
as well?
true.
Nah, but there's more wheels, bro.
I think the chairs ratio the doors.
Yeah.
Ratio.
Yeah, they absolutely get ratioed.
I think it has to be wheels.
So as a podcast, our stance is
wheels.
And if you're talking about preference, I think I prefer wheels over doors.
wheels, man.
Yeah,
I like
I'm a wheels, man. Just purely because wheels, you got a bit of maneuverability. You can move around, do whatever you want. Doors, there's only one option.
And I like that wheels are the cornerstone of ingenuity. What's the saying? You don't have to reinvent
the wheel.
Yeah, no one says you want to reinvent the door.
Exactly.
Right?
No idiots ever said that. So yeah, we're pro wheel here. All wheels matter.
I just want to, Will Mills has asked if we're doing the Sydney nightclubs tier list. Yes.
Did someone actually ask that?
Someone asked that, and we will absolutely deliver on that one.
Check in next
Stay
week,
tuned.
brother. Fuck, someone's predicted what we're doing. Holy shit.
Alrighty, another question. Second last question we'll do for today. Actually, third last question. Someone asked best food spots near USyd.
All right.
USyd.
We all famously went to UNSW.
Respectfully, we didn't go to USyd.
But I will just throw out some places.
What?
Let's go to Broadway. There's Bondi Pizza in Broadway. I'm sure that slaps.
No, I wouldn't recommend Bondi Pizza.
Oh, what's your beef with Bondi Pizza?
So expensive for nothing.
All right, don't go to Bondi Pizza.
Isn't there that kebab shop on campus at USyd? That's a big hurrah. I don't know. Maybe I'm just waffling to people that don't know about USyd.
Nah, sorry, mate.
All right, second last question is from Mr. Moore again. He asked, what's the most out-of-pocket thing said between the lads?
Just for today or just...
Yes, in general.
Out-of-pocket thing.
Is there anything we can say on the pod?
Can we reveal last week's one?
You know what? Let's...
Nah, I don't think we should. We should... It was... Nah.
It's a perfect answer for this question.
I think it's good for something for like a live show. Like these kind of
We'll
questions.
briefly say it. during one of our Would You Rathers, Ro brought up a conspiracy theory, which we don't know to this day whether he believes it or not.
And it went for
if
2
he
minutes.
believes it, very out of pocket. If he
Yeah.
was saying it, satirically and ironically, fair game. But
I don't think he was joking because we recorded it, and at the time, me and Migs looked very confused.
maybe that's what you can put out on the TCB pre-show.
I'll put
Our
a screenshot.
reaction.
Yeah, can you put our reaction to what he was saying? Because I think that a picture paints 1,000 words. But yeah, we recorded it, we went home, and then the next day, like later on in the next day, out of nowhere, no contact, no one had said anything in the group chat for a while, and then Ro's like, oh, hey, Kush, can you actually remove that part? We're like, all right, fair enough. And then Ro, I think you hadn't listened to that part yet. You got to it, and you're like, yeah, you know what, Ro, it's a good call. I will remove it.
I just didn't know what to say.
It went for a long time as well, I'll be honest.
He like doubled and tripled down as well. So
So the
yeah.
fact that he had to think about it in his own time says enough.
So yeah, there is, every now and then we will say some out of pocket stuff on this podcast.
Maybe one day we'll reveal it, but it won't be on the actual podcast.
But yeah, everything that we release is something we're comfortable enough to put out there into the world.
Yeah.
So anything we've released is not that out of pocket. It's the
Which
stuff
actually
that-
kind of says a lot sometimes.
yeah. So anything that you've never heard is the real stuff that is,
Yeah.
It's
fuck,
also
this-
jokes, boys. It's also jokes. It's all jokes. We're a comedy podcast. Well, we'll
Yeah.
try to be.
We try to be.
All right, last question. And this one was sent in via Instagram DM because the question was too long for the story text box. So strap in, boys. It's from Anshul. Thanks for the question. He asks, what is your boys' experience on the other side of a parasocial relationship where your listeners are closer to you than you are to them? Are you guys weirded out by the fact randoms know a fair amount about your lives? Bit of a serious question, but interested to hear your thoughts. Keep up the good work as always. I think that's a brilliant question.
That is a great question.
I'll start off with a side tangent first while you guys think of an answer. I think we talked about it the other day when we went as a 4 out to Messina, right? That experience still to this day, I think about like, I don't know. This is all a bit.
I don't think we've talked about it
Have
on the
we
podcast.
said on the podcast?
I don't think we talked about
did.
it. Maybe run through.
I'll run
what
it through just in case you guys haven't heard it. So the other day we all went to a comedy show who we may or may not be getting on the podcast sooner or later. But beforehand, we went for a meal and then we went to Messina for dessert afterwards. And we were sitting outside. We took this as an opportunity to talk business. We're talking about what are we going to do in the next episodes? What are we going to do for TikToks, et cetera, et cetera. And then we were mid passionate chat. We were really loud.
While absorbing the King Julian as well, man.
Yeah. You rate the
Beautiful
King
flavor.
Julian Messina flavor? Right?
Great flavor, great
All
flavor.
right, so while Kush was balls deep in King Julian, someone came up to us. Senny had his back to this person, so he was also talking to me and Ro, I think. Kush was on the other side of the table.
Yeah.
And he shows his phone and he's like, is this you guys? And he shows us the Critical Banter TikTok account. And then I'm a bit like, I don't know what to do because me and Kush have never had a fan interaction in person at this point. So Ro, as always, took the lead. He's like, oh yeah, that's us. Like, and he's like, the guy's like, oh, I watch your TikToks all the time. He was really nervous as well. Oh, I watch your TikToks all the time. Can I get a photo with you? I'm a bit like, what the fuck? I'm not photo worthy. Like, I'm just we're all regular blokes that just do this as a piss take on a Saturday.
Yeah.
But we'll take a photo. We're friendly. Got him in the middle. Took a nice photo, whatever. And then he walks away. Sen had his back to him at this time, so didn't see the phone. So Sen, during his whole interaction, was just like in his ice cream, like ignoring him.
I was also balls deep in King Julian.
Yeah. And then we were like, what's going on here? So then at that point, I don't know your opinion at this time, Kush, but Ro believed it. Sen and I were very skeptic at this point. Mainly because Sen didn't see, fair enough. I saw it and was still skeptic. All right, I'm like, fuck, did he hear what we were talking about? Did he see what we were talking about? Like, was he taking the piss? Blah, blah, blah. And then obviously Ro was like, no, like him and his friend were serious. He was nervous. He was showing the phone. So yeah, at the end of the day, we believed it. But that experience was jarring for me. Because again, I feel I'm just a regular guy, man. I'm not worthy of this. I'm not famous. I don't need a photo. I'm no one.
And I'll go off that. Like, so the story I told earlier in the pod, that was my same reaction. Like, I was caught so off guard, and I was I would say uncomfortable because I just like when this girl was like telling people that I'm famous, and she was like, just harping on about it. I'm like, dude, like you said, I just do this for a bit of fun.
We're just regular blokes still doing us. I don't.
And in terms of like Anshul's question of people knowing more about or knowing stuff about my life that I wouldn't normally expect. Like I had a few weeks ago, we were playing a game, and like the whole point of the game is you're meant to give clues that only a person would know. So someone was looking at me as like, oh, you talked about this on the podcast the other day. I'm like, dude, I don't even know what I talk about. 20 minutes ago.
Bro, this is episode 226.
And like
I
people
don't
would come
know.
to me at work and be like, oh, that story you told about the neighbor, who's that about? Blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, dude, like, this is so weird.
I think that's what gets me sometimes when I go to a party or something and there's like, friends, not close friends, but friends, and they come ask me about something we've talked about on the pod as if, it was a shared experience with them. That's when I'm like, fuck, a lot of people know, dude. A lot of people know what's going on.
We're not complaining or anything, by the way. Let's put that out there. We're incredibly we're very grateful for having listeners and people who like actually take an interest in what we talk about. Like that's insane. Like it's mad that people even do that. But I think we're just not used to it.
It's just we'll probably get used to it. I don't know. But it's just, the fact that people know more about us. Because that's a very weird or like parasocial. I've never heard of that word. But
I never.
Add that to my.
I had to look it up after I saw that message.
My diction. But yeah, that is interesting that, normally a relationship two ways. Whereas this is more one way.
Yeah.
I want it to be two ways, but it's one way where you already know so much.
Yeah.
I know fuck all about you.
Yeah.
And I could see that from my perspective, right? I watched Sidemen. Watched KSI and them.
Yeah, exactly.
So I know so much about them. But I'm sure if I went up to them and like, fuck, big fan, they'd be like, who's, I don't know you.
Yeah.
Like, glad to know you, but I don't really know you. Thoughts, Kush?
Stroke my ego. You know me. Come up to me.
Oh, jeez.
Make me feel great.
How did that Messina experience make you feel, Kush?
I was a happy man. I enjoyed King Julian even more after that. Like the fact that he showed the TikTok, great guy, man. He's a little nervous, I could see it, but don't be nervous, man. Just, relax. Take a photo. Take a couple of photos if you want. Say hello. Say bye. Enjoy your night.
Kush will record a video for your friends if you want.
If you
we should
want.
get Kush on like Swish or what's the other one?
Cameo.
Cameo, that's the one. Yeah. Yeah. So all in all, like, I think it's mad that people do that. Like, I think it is. I would take it as a compliment, but I think a lot of it does come from just the part where I'm worried that people are taking the piss. Like if someone comes up and I've seen your stuff, big fan, blah, 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 I immediately just think, like you're having a joke. Like you're not actually serious about this. Like you think, well, I think that might just be my own mentality though. So that's why if you ever come up and I do seem a bit standoffish, it is. You
gotta make it known you're not taking the piss.
Yeah.
Especially to Seni.
Yeah.
Kushy, he'll take it as a positive.
I'll dap you out. Even if you're taking the piss, I'll be like, yes, sir.
And I wish I could be like that, Kush. I really wish I could. But I'm not built that way. But no, still, I hope I haven't scared anyone off. Definitely, if you do see us out and about, come tell us how much of a big fan. It'll make me feel very good. But also at the same time, I'll be like, fuck, I'll be a bit sus of you.
All right, just to wrap up, are you guys weirded out by the fact that randoms know a fair amount about your lives? What are we saying? Weirded out?
Yes, but I think I'll get used to it.
All right, fair enough. All right. That's all the time we have for today. We thank you everyone for sending in your questions. Please send more in. If we don't answer them on the podcast, we'll reply to your DM. So add Critical Band to Instagram. Send them through.